Who was Jonah in the Bible? Who was Jonah in the Bible? Explore the profound tale of Jonah, the reluctant prophet, and unearth the wisdom he offers on forgiveness and overcoming difficult habits. Who was Jonah in the Bible? Jonah, often remembered as the man swallowed by a large fish or whale, was more than just this event. His story unfolds layers of human emotions, resilience, redemption, and profound lessons on forgiveness. Table, summarizing the life of Jonah. Event description. Birth and lineage. Jonah was the son of Amittai and hailed from Gath-hepher in the northern kingdom of Israel. Prophetic calling. God called Jonah to prophesy to the city of Nineveh, warning them of impending doom due to their wickedness. Attempted escape. Instead of heading to Nineveh, Jonah tried to escape his responsibility by boarding a ship to Tarshish. Storm at sea. A massive storm hit the ship. Recognizing it as divine wrath due to his disobedience, Jonah asked the sailors to throw him overboard. Swallowed by a fish. After being thrown into the sea, a giant fish or whale swallowed Jonah. He spent 3 days and nights in its belly, during which he prayed and repented. Release and repentance. The fish vomited Jonah onto dry land. He then headed to Nineveh, accepting his prophetic duty. Prophesying in Nineveh. Jonah warned Nineveh of its impending destruction. The people of Nineveh, including their king, believed him and repented. God's mercy. Seeing their genuine remorse, God decided not to destroy Nineveh, showcasing divine mercy. Jonah's displeasure. Jonah was initially unhappy with God's decision, feeling that his prophetic warning had been in vain. Lesson from a plant. God caused a plant to grow to provide Jonah shade, and then had it wither away, teaching Jonah about compassion and the value of all lives. Final understanding. The story concludes with God emphasizing his care and compassion for the people of Nineveh, teaching Jonah about divine love and mercy. This table provides a succinct overview of Jonah's life, highlighting his journey from reluctance to acceptance and the profound lessons he learned about divine compassion and forgiveness. Jonah was the son of Amittai, hailing from the town of Gath-hepher, situated in the northern kingdom of Israel. This town bore witness to Jonah's early life and upbringing. Table, facts about the lineage of Jonah from the Bible, history, and tradition. Source. Fact description. Bible. Birthplace. Jonah was from Gath-hepher, a town in the northern kingdom of Israel. Father's name. Jonah's father was named Amittai. Prophetic lineage. Jonah is identified as a prophet, which implies that he might have descended from a line of prophets or righteous individuals, though specifics aren't detailed in the Bible. History. Time period. Historically, Jonah is believed to have lived during the 8th century BCE, a period when Israel was frequently at odds with the Assyrian Empire. Historical setting. Jonah's era saw the Assyrians as a significant threat, which gives context to his reluctance to prophesy to Nineveh, the Assyrian capital. Tradition. Significance of name in Hebrew tradition. Jonah's name means dove. Doves often symbolize peace and the presence of God in various traditions. Symbolism in Jewish tradition. Jonah's time in the fish's belly is seen as a form of death and rebirth, similar to the concept of repentance and renewal during Yom Kippur. Jonah's day. In some traditions, the book of Jonah is read in its entirety during the Yom Kippur service to remind the congregation of God's mercy and the power of repentance. Christian tradition. Jonah's time in the fish is seen by some Christian traditions as a foreshadowing of Christ's death and resurrection, with Jonah emerging from the fish after 3 days and Jesus rising from the dead after 3 days. The lineage and life of Jonah, as presented through various sources, intertwine spiritual teachings, historical contexts, and symbolic meanings that have resonated with believers throughout the ages. Historical timeline of Jonah's time. Jonah lived during the 8th century BCE, a turbulent period. Israel, during this time, was under the Assyrian threat, with the looming danger of invasions. This historical backdrop is essential to understanding Jonah's hesitance in prophesying to the Assyrians in Nineveh. The exact dating of the life of the prophet Jonah is a matter of some debate among scholars. However, the general consensus places him in the 8th century BCE. To understand the world during Jonah's time, let's look at the broader historical context of the 8th century BCE. Historical timeline. 8th century BCE. World events. Year/time range. Event/development. Description/significance. Early 8th century BCE. Rise of the Neo-Assyrian Empire under monarchs like Tiglath-Pileser III. The Assyrian Empire expanded rapidly, becoming one of the dominant powers in the ancient Near East. Urartu Kingdom flourishes in the region of modern-day Turkey and Armenia. The Urartian kingdom was a significant force and often clashed with the Assyrians. Greek. Dark Ages. In this period, the ancient Greek world experienced a cultural decline and reduced literacy, laying the groundwork for the emergence of classical Greece. Mid-8th century BCE. Israel's division and struggles. The kingdom of Israel faced internal struggles and external threats, primarily from Assyria. The northern kingdom was especially vulnerable. Foundation of Rome. According to tradition, Romulus and Remus founded the city of Rome around 753 BCE. Emergence of written Greek. This period saw the early adaptations of the Phoenician alphabet to Greek, marking the beginnings of the Greek alphabet. Late 8th century BCE. Assyrian siege of Israel. The Assyrian Empire, under kings like Shalmaneser I and Sargon II, besieged Samaria, leading to the fall of the northern kingdom of Israel and the start of the Jewish diaspora. Rise of the Neo-Hittite states in what's now southeastern Turkey and northern Syria. Several Neo-Hittite city-states emerged, playing key roles in regional politics. Developments in China during the spring and autumn period. Several Chinese states emerged, and Confucianism began to take root. Prosperity in Egypt under the rule of the 22nd and 23rd dynasties. Egypt saw relative stability and prosperity, though it wasn't as influential as in past centuries. While this timeline offers a glimpse of the broader historical context of Jonah's era, it's important to note that his primary context was the Assyrian threat to Israel. His mission to Nineveh, the Assyrian capital, is especially significant given the turbulent relationship between Assyria and Israel during the 8th century BCE. What does Jonah mean? English, Hebrew, Greek? In Hebrew, Jonah means dove. The dove, symbolizing peace, perhaps hints at Jonah's inner quest for reconciliation and tranquility. In Greek, it translates to Jonas. What do we know about Jonah? Table, lessons from Jonah's interactions with God. Interaction lesson learned. Description/significance. God's call to Jonah. Embracing responsibility. When God calls Jonah to prophesy to Nineveh, it reminds us that sometimes we're given tasks that might seem daunting. It's essential to face responsibilities head on, rather than shying away from them. Jonah's attempted escape. Inevitability of divine plans. No matter how hard Jonah tried to flee, God's plan found him. This teaches us that evading our purpose or destiny often leads to more significant challenges. The storm at sea. Consequences of actions. The tempest that engulfs the ship is a direct result of Jonah's disobedience. It underscores the idea that our actions, especially when against divine will or moral principles, can have unforeseen consequences. Jonah in the fish. Reflection and repentance. The 3 days Jonah spends inside the fish give him time for introspection. Sometimes, we need moments of isolation or adversity to truly reflect on our choices and return to the right path. Jonah's prayer. Power of sincere prayer. From the belly of the fish, Jonah's heartfelt prayer showcases the potency of genuine communication with God, emphasizing the idea that it's never too late to seek divine guidance or forgiveness. Father, grandfather, minister, missionary, deacon, elder, author, welcome to our family. View all posts.